If the International Phonetic Alphabet has symbols and sounds you haven't mastered yet, it's time for IPA and IPAs with Molly.
Hi everybody, welcome to IPA and IPAs, the unfussy show about the International Phonetic Alphabet and beer. I'm Molly from Molly Does Dialects, and tonight we have a special October-themed Transcribe Along at Home. But first, what am I drinking? You might be able to guess. If the theme is October, today I'm drinking an Oktoberfest! Yes, I am drinking an Oktoberfest from 11 Below Brewing in Houston, Texas. I'm going to be honest, I've had this before. It's delicious. I'm still going to taste it on camera, but it's so good. I have had it before. Winter and the fall are my favorite kind of beer seasons. When the beer gets dark or amber colored, I'm in. So you can see the color. It's very coppery, and it smells malty, like a biscuit. It's biscuity. I've seen people describe beer that way, so I'd like to describe beer that way. So this is biscuity. Cheers, everybody. This beer is slightly sweet. It's refreshing. It tastes like fall. I wish I was better at describing beer. It's malty and it tastes like fall, which is my favorite season. So I'm going to keep drinking it. So today, along the theme of October, Oktoberfest, October quote. This quote, I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers, is from Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, which was one of my favorite books growing up, and I thought it would be fun to transcribe it together today. So let's get started. We start with our brackets. We draw brackets to help the person looking understand that everything after that is in phonetics, right? It's not a letter, it's a phonetic symbol, and we put it in brackets to denote that. So let's start with I'm. We start with the diphthong I, right? I'm. So that one is the script I, or script A, pardon me, and the small cap I, and then the consonant I'm. So. S, right? So. And then O. O, that's one of our diphthongs. It's the O and the like foot. So glad. G. That one looks like a letter. G. L. Gl. Ah. Ah. Do you guys remember that one? Like trap or like race track, right? It looks like almost like a racetrack. Glad. D. I'm so glad we've done this, right? I, diphthong I. I'm so glad I live. L. I. It's a vowel we don't have up here yet. Well, we have it in a diphthong. It's the I as in kit. So we call this one the small cap I. Live. We need a V. And it looks like a V. Live. Good. In. I. Live in. Same vowel. In. Now, we have to be careful when we're transcribing because We're trying to transcribe this the way we say it, and you might look at that and say, A, and then you would write A. But do you say A? I'm so glad I live in a world. I'm so glad I live in a world. No. So we're not going to use A in this transcription because we're transcribing it the way we say it. So we're going to use the schwa. I'm going to take a beer drink break. Oktoberfests. Ooh, do you guys like Oktoberfests? Let me know in the comments below. I think they're delicious. Okay, world. W. This one's tricky, right? Because we have two different phonetic symbols for We have the vowel plus R for nurse, which looks like that, nurse. And we have the vowel plus R like letter, which looks like this. But nurse is in the stressed syllable, and the schwa plus rhoticity, as in letter, is only in the unstressed syllable. So world is only one syllable. So which one do you think we'll use? The as in nurse? You got it. In a world. There's an L. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a dark L. World. With a D on the end. World. Where. I'm going to use the turned W. And remember, that makes the WH sound. Where. Vowel plus R. Air, as in square. Where. There. So we have a TH. Is it the voiced TH or the voiceless TH? Voiced. Where. There. Air. Where. There. They rhyme, so we can use the same vowel plus R. Where. There. R. So R as in start. Do you guys remember that one? It's the as in father, and then the schwa with rhoticity. Where there are Octobers. It's our only multisyllabic word, which is exciting. So let's start with the first syllable, ok. This is in Hell's Corner. It's tricky, right? So Octobers, falls into the same category as lot. So it looks like this. It's like the father with less lip rounding. Ok. Okay, now let's find our syllable stress. Octobers. No. Octobers. Yes. Let's check the last one just in case. Octobers. It's the middle. So we're going to put a little tick mark up here. That's a stressed syllable. That's how we mark the stressed syllable. Octo. O. The diphthong. O. As in so. Octobers. So we'll start with the B. We know that one. The as in world, But do you remember we talked about it can be the like nurse or the like letter, depending on if it's in the stressed syllable or the unstressed syllable? And October's, it's in the unstressed syllable. So we have our schwa plus rhoticity. October, October's. Z, October's. It's a Z ending. Even though it's spelled with an S, the sound is a Z. But because it's the last sound in a sentence, I know I personally have a tendency to devoice it, so I'm going to add that in as well. Remember, that looks like a small circle under the phonetic symbol Z. October's. And there's a period at the end. So if you remember from the transcription basics video, we're going to put 2 lines to denote an end stop. And then we're going to put our brackets around the whole thing to wrap up that this, the writing in black, is transcribed phonetically. You did it! Congratulations! That was a longer transcription sentence, but you did it, and I'm very proud of you. Cheers. Good for you. Thank you so much for joining me this evening for IPA and IPAs for our October edition of Transcribe Along at Home. I hope you learned something and I hope you had some fun. Let me know in the comments below what you're drinking. If you have any questions about the transcription or about phonetics in general, I would love to hear them, and maybe I can answer some of them in an upcoming video. Have a great week, everybody. Cheers.
You can never fail with the fresh pale ale and Molly.
Too easy to drink. It's really good.